Hey guys, today we are doing a little recap slash Q&A about our trip to New York. So I went to Facebook and Twitter and asked you guys to ask me some questions about it because I know that with vlogging and how busy we were, I didn't get everything in the vlogs because I only spent like an hour editing them, so I didn't get to add everything I wanted to add. Okay, Michaela asked, what was your favorite part about NYC? Why don't you got an answer for that?
Favorite part? Probably just like meeting people up there. Like I met Von Wong. I thought that was pretty cool. And then like it's a bunch of, you could be, I don't know. It's really good networking.
So your favorite part was the social networking.
Yes.
Okay, my favorite part, it's hard because I love New York. I didn't think I would love it that much, but my favorite part of as far as like what we did was Top of the Rock at night. That was pretty incredible.
Yes.
Okay, Amy asked, did you ever feel unsafe there? Not really, actually. It was kind of bad because there was a shooting right down the street from where we were staying the night we got there.
Yeah.
But even then I didn't feel unsafe because NYPD is everywhere. Like everywhere you go, you're gonna see a cop.
Yeah.
And like it's always busy, so like there's never like you're walking alone down the street. Like there's even like when we'd come home at like 11 o'clock at night, or even later like 12 or 1, there was always people. Even like we were in Bushwick in Brooklyn, there were always people on the street, like a good amount of people to where you didn't feel like something was gonna happen. But as far as New York City itself, like Manhattan, all those areas, I felt completely safe the entire time. I never once felt threatened.
I felt pretty safe also, cause like also like there was, like the NYPD, they were like patrolling the streets too. Like you could see them you would see at least one car like every few minutes at least.
Yeah, and in New York, there was literally NYPD probably on every corner.
Like, yeah,
everywhere. And everyone is super friendly. Like, I don't think I met anyone that wasn't like helpful and just generally nice.
Yeah.
All right, Taylor asked, what was the best part of your whole trip? Which we said was, my part was the Top of the Rock. And then she said, what was the worst part of your trip?
The drive. 13-hour ride.
The drive there was cake.
It was just long.
But the drive back felt forever long. Like, I'd never been so happy to see Peebles in all my life. But as far as, other than that, subways.
Yeah, the construction zones, and then also like the food was good, but then there was some also food that wasn't like that good.
There was some also food?
Some food also
So,
wasn't good.
Subways were okay. Like, we got the hang of them at the end of our trip. And we were only there for like 3 days. So I'd say if we were there even another day, like we'd been fine. But on the weekends, they switch routes. And not only that, but there's also construction. So some trains are completely shut down. So you just have to know, like, just knowing which trains are shut down and which, it's hard, it's confusing if you're not from there. And even the people who are from there had trouble helping us as far as like, hey, we need to go here, and like, I don't know.
Yeah, we probably had more, like, we probably had a better chance of like just doing it ourselves than asking people, because they were confused themselves too.
Yeah, they didn't really understand. But Mary asked, do you have a favorite picture you took? We'll answer that one first. I'm not through editing all my pictures from New York, but my favorite one so far is probably one I got from the New York water tour when we were on the boat looking at Manhattan. There's a boat in the front. I'll insert that right now. But do you have a favorite picture you took?
I'd have to look through them. If I find one I like the most, I'll just tell you to add it on there too.
Yeah. All right, and then she said, did anything there spark your interest and make you want to go back? And my answer to that was, go back? Like, I'm ready to move there.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready to go back, because it's like once we left, there was Miley Cyrus and Jimmy Fallon, or it could have been the night we was still there.
I'm pretty sure the night we were there at the Rockefeller Center, after we went back to our apartment, Jimmy Fallon and Miley Cyrus did like a impromptu in disguise busking show at the subway that we used to get home. So if we were there just a little bit later, we would have saw that.
New York City would be like, it's great for like meeting people that have like a huge audience and stuff. So like, if you're really good at something, you're definitely, if you go up there and hang out and you.
I mean, we were there for 3 days, and just because I carried it on a camera, that radio DJ asked me to come film him and take pictures of him in the studio. So there's definitely a huge networking there. Like, and we did the photo meetup with Benjamin Von Wong, and there were a lot of photographers there with him that didn't put themselves off as like these big wig photographers, but when you find their accounts and stuff, they got a big following and they're actually really good at what they do.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Like Reese.
Yeah, we met Reese. I'll put some of the accounts down in the description so you guys can follow them and check them out. They're pretty cool. All right. Hunter asked, what was the most intriguing sight you saw while in New York?
Intriguing.
I don't know if it's considered intriguing. Mine was when we went to the 9/11 memorial, and we're standing there at one of the Twin Towers where the memorial is, and just off to the right of it stands the new World Trade Center, and that was really cool because like we went through this horrific thing with 9/11, but to look to the right and see that America rebuilt even better than before, I think that's a huge testament to America and what we stand for. That was really cool.
Intriguing. I don't know. I would just say it's like awesome how, like New York looks small, and then it's actually like really huge by the time you think about it. Cause like we went into like the bigger city, like where we went, like Manhattan. It took like an hour drive just to Subway, but like I don't know.
Yeah, nothing in New York is close.
Yeah.
So we stayed in Bushwick in Brooklyn, and to get to Manhattan was about a 40, depending on the day, about a 40 to an hour subway ride, which even then didn't feel long, but you're thinking that's an hour on a train just to get into the city, and then if you want to go to Times Square, it's another hour in the other way. It's big. Nothing's close together. We learned that pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, Mary asked, did you walk through Central Park? No, we did not. I wanted to, but by the time we got over to that area, it was getting dark, and I've always heard, do not go in Central Park at dark. So we didn't. We saw it from top of the rock, and I got some pictures of it at nighttime, which are kind of cool. But no, we didn't. And that's even more reason I want to go back, because there's so many things that we didn't get to do.
We didn't have enough time.
Because we were so limited on time. But I guarantee we'll be back sometime. She also asked, how many restaurants are in New York? She said she's testing me. I have no idea. So we Googled it, and there's over 40,000 restaurants in New York City. And we ate a pizza every time.
Yeah, we literally ate pizza besides once.
And that was one of her questions, is what was a new food that you tried? I hate to say that I didn't try any new food. One, because it's expensive, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on something I didn't know I was going to like. Two, things were packed. Like, restaurants weren't, like, they were a long wait, and we didn't have a whole lot of time to sit down and wait for a restaurant. And three, we all four liked pizza, and that was easy. And, like, it was good. New York pizza's good. Like calzones and pinwheels and...
Well, we tried the pinwheel is pretty good. It's like, I mean, it's pretty much just a small, like bagel bite, but it's like, it's pretty much the same as that, but it's pretty good. I tried a calzone with what's it called, ricotta cheese.
Had a ton of ricotta cheese in it.
It wasn't.
That was a Front Street pizza in Dumbo.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of ricotta cheese, so it's really. I didn't like it.
Okay. Lori, my mom, asked, "Did you miss mommy?" Not as much as you miss me. But I called you every day for a reason. But
I miss Lori.
it was like we were only gone for 5 days. It was okay. You say you miss my mom too?
Yeah, I missed Lori a lot.
Okay, and then Sharia asked, she said, I always wondered about the poverty there. She said, like, the unfortunate, the needy, the homeless. Is it really like what you see on TV? To an extent. I feel like TV kind of exaggerates it and only shows you kind of the worst of the worst. Mm-hmm. But we did see homeless. But not as many as you would think.
Probably, we saw like it was the same people sometimes. Like, there's a guy that sits outside Dunkin' Donuts. He holds the door for people. He was you can tell he's homeless. There's a guy that sits on the fence, like when we walk home. And then mostly you see people in like wheelchairs and stuff like that.
The saddest one that we came upon was a pregnant lady
Yeah.
who said, "I'm pregnant and homeless and need help." And it's bad because you know you can't help them all. Like, you can help. If I started my day helping one or two, I'd be out of resources by midday. Like, you can't help them all. And that's kind of the sad part about it. But there's not as many there as you would probably see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I think TV kind of exaggerates it a little bit. It's honestly no worse than what I see in Cincinnati or somewhere like that. Kind of the same.
And then Brian ended up giving, like, because he didn't want to use his dollars.
Yeah, Brian, when he got his Subway Metro card, he needed change back, and we didn't know that change in those machines is just the gold dollar coins, and Brian didn't want to spend them, so he gave like 8 of them to a homeless guy, and then
The next day, the guy...
he was very nice. Brian went to Little Caesars and got another one pizza. I mean, so kudos to Brian. That's awesome. If I ever do go back, I want to kind of pack, I don't know, like little care packages or something just to give them, because that's something that's been on my heart. But I'd say next time we go, we're going to fly. It's like a 2-hour flight instead of a 12-hour drive where only I drive. But all in all, I love the trip. Definitely see myself going back there for sure. Anything to add?
Any more questions, just comment below.
Yeah. Comment. Any more questions? We'll either, if there's a ton of them, we'll answer them in another video. If not, we'll just answer them
In the comments.
in the comments. One thing you didn't see in the vlog was Zach and Corey, for whatever reason, cannot get into Subways very well. So like when you get to Subway, you have this little Metro card. I still have mine.
I have mine too.
It's this little thing. Has little arrows when you go try to swipe. You just bloop, swipe it, and it shows when it expires. You go through like the little twisty thing, and you're in. Me and Brian, every time, we're good. This one specific time in the financial district, we swipe our card, me and Brian go in, and look behind, and Zach and Corey are still at the gates, and I'm like, come on, and they swiped their card, and they didn't go through in time, so like, you can't swipe it twice in the same location. So me and Brian went back out, we tried to find a different Subway to go through, it still wouldn't take it, so eventually we had to hop the gate. I mean, we paid for our tickets, as long as we stole anything.
Yeah.
But these two, Zach and Corey, could not
Like
seem to operate their card very well.
the problem was, like, I guess we didn't have it lined up straight. Like, it was, like, I guess a little bit bent on the bottom. So it wouldn't go through. That's what the lady said at the Subway.
It's not that hard. On their behalf, the cards are really flimsy. Like, they're just kind of paper thin.
Yeah.
But still.
See?
I think that kind of wraps up this video. Like
Awesome.
we said, if you have more questions, comment below. We'll get to them either in the comments or in another video. And that's all.
Bang.
Bang, bang, choo-choo train.
Another day,
I'm gonna do
another
my thing.
vlog.